You know, Helen's name. You are talking to me from my TV. You people are spying on me.
Oh no, you just happened to be outdoors this
How?
morning.
Where are you watching me from? You bunch of ghouls! You are traitors. You are traitors to the human race! Get the fuck off me! You fucking freaks! Get the fuck off! Get off! Back away. Now.
The philosophical lesson from Pluribus is that human beings are miserable, hypocritical, dishonest, needy, and unstable creatures who can never be genuinely happy because they are naturally unable or unwilling to pay the price.
Are you fucking kidding me? Fine. Good riddance! Fuck you!
This was the moment I realized I don't like her. It was very hard for me to watch. You see, I actually thought the aliens, can I call them aliens?
Obviously, it's an alien invasion.
No.
Will transform into violent, tentacly agents that will eventually kill everyone. But it was at this moment that it occurred to me that the show is not going that way. It occurred to me that the villain of this story was going to be this woman, a human being. Let me tell you why that's important. In a typical alien invasion plot, the invasion are always violent, but the violent invasion always never evolve into a peaceful aftermath. We are familiar with the aliens as villains and the humans as the protagonists trying to take back their land, and in this case, bodies.
You come back. Yes? Can do it.
This show kind of subverted that expectation. I was kind of rooting for this unproblematic, united, non-miserable people with a very hot leader of a woman. And I was kind of annoyed with Carol, who, to be honest, is genuinely right. I mean, I am not one of those IMDb film critics who always complain that they don't like a character because they are unlikable. There is nothing wrong if a character is unlikable. They only need to be reasonably unlikable. So I had to calm down and ask myself, hey, Tom, put yourself in her shoes. Won't you react the same way? Let's back it up. You are a successful author, albeit a miserable human being. You don't like your books, you don't like your fan base, and within 2 days, you saw your entire life violently changed. You watched people's bodies transfixed as if they were under a spell. You saw your own confidant die, and you saw everyone around you overcome by an alien influence. Hell, they even addressed you through the TV.
You are talking to me from my TV!
Everybody has been replaced with a we, and now the memories of your lover and maybe the only person you ever care about in the world are accessible to everyone.
Helen thought so too.
No, Helen is not one of you.
She joined us before she passed. She's gone, but all of her thoughts, her memories, they're right here.
This will be shocking. You will feel naked, violated, so you may have to take extreme steps to get out of this mess.
Right now, all you have to do is tell me how to put things back the way they used to be.
But although I know that she is on the right, I still didn't like her. I am supposed to like her. I am supposed to be rooting for her. I am supposed to take her side against the aliens. So why am I not doing that? Why? Because just like her, I am miserable. You see, I was wrong earlier when I said Carol is the villain. She is not the villain. The aliens are not the villain. The villain in this show is misery. Even though Carol is a miserable human being with a drinking problem, she, like every normal human human being loves being miserable. We hate misery, but we love being miserable as long as we have other human beings to be miserable with. We don't actually have any problem with being miserable as long as we can look at the misery and say, this is my misery. Your misery is your identity. Your misery is your name. Your misery is what sets you apart from someone. Conquering your misery is what gives you a sense of glory. Enduring your misery is what gives you a sense of uniqueness. Surviving your misery is what makes life worth it. The similarities in misery is what makes the foundational identity, purpose, and drive of many communities on Earth. So yeah, life is terrible. Life is full of crime. Life is full of evil. But it is from this cauldron that we draw out purpose. But then these people appear from nowhere to say, there is this psychic glue that binds us together.
It's kind of a psychic glue capable of binding us all together.
Now let's share the same memory. Let's share the same name. In fact, forget the name. We is us now. There are no more individuals. Therefore, there is no more misery. Join us and you shall be happy. And you, like Carol, will be like, I want my misery. It is my misery. It is mine. I want mine. It is my bitterness, my agony, my existential dread, my darkness, my loneliness. I am not letting that go just to have a pot of happiness shared by everyone in the world. I want my happiness and not our happiness.
I am officially going on record that I do not consent. You will not lay a finger on me. Repeat that back.
So you go on your own way to find your own path. You have all the meals in the world. You have all the cars in the world. Even the aliens are now at your service. You can eat anything you want. You can travel anywhere in the world. You can fuck anyone you want. You are surrounded by so much freedom and happiness and ease. But still, you are lonely. You are alone. Before the aliens, you were also alone. But the difference is that you had someone to be alone with. You had someone who could perform happiness for you. They may not like your book. They may think it is shit.
What did Helen think of my unpublished novel?
Helen thought it was fine.
Fine as in good? Or fine as in... meh?
Meh.
What about the last 200 pages?
Helen stopped on page 137, paragraph 3.
But that opaque realm of darkness, where there is no transaction of light, is where you have always generated your happiness. So now, in the midst of transparency, you can't function. You realize that what you called happiness was a lie. You had no access to the deepest heart of your loved one. You thought they were truthful with you, but they couldn't. Human happiness can't cohabit with truth. So what you called happiness was just measured doses of misery wrapped in the pita bread of lies. So you break down, call them back, and enjoy some little moments of gratification. But you are still human. You are still trying to cope with a world where you can't call someone yours, but somehow you found peace and orgasm. And then another human being like you, who even holds his own misery dear to heart more than you, who will rather starve and die to be helped by these others, joined your cathedral to help you take back the world.
My name is Manuso Oviedo. I am not one of them. I wish to save the world.
Hola.
But you are already softened. You believe these alien individuals are great. The world they are building is better than the previous world you had. Besides, you have learned that human happiness doesn't really care about substance. It only cares about the illusion of fidelity and the performance of honesty as long as you have access to the mortal cask of others. Also, it just so happens that the moment this human being appeared, conflict ensued, deception, subterfuge, chaos, ownership, and boundaries appeared again, because that's what humans do. True, authentic happiness, the one by the collective, is transparent. They are not miserable like us, because our misery as human beings is from the ownership of our individualities and everything that emerges from it.
You are my chaperone.
The paradox now seems to me that if we want to truly be happy, maybe we may need to erase our individualities. What does it profit a man and woman to cling to liberal humanist ideas of selfhood like privacy, ownership of feelings, my life, my memories, only to become the only ones stranded in isolation? Consensual happiness requires boundaries, produces individuation, and eventually produces loneliness and alienation. Non-consensual happiness disintegrates boundaries, dissolves the self, but produces intimacy and ease. If consent is what protects the very walls that keep us miserable, then why do we think consent is what legitimizes joy? Are our boundaries not the source of our suffering? If the self is what makes us miserable, is protecting it still morally sacred? This is very hard to digest because the writers of this show make sure to never fully endorse the collective. They were careful not to present the absorption or deletion of the self as salvation, because there's something ethically wrong about happiness that arrives through invasion. Consent matters, autonomy matters, personhood matters, and yet it's hard to ignore the fact that the only people clinging tightly to those values are also the ones quietly suffering. So we're left with a paradox. The thing that protects us, the boundary of self, may also be the thing that hurts us most. True happiness might require something we are fundamentally unwilling to give up.
There's no other way to get my stem cells, is there? My eggs.
Privacy. It is funny, right? As human beings, we spend centuries building philosophies about individuality, self-ownership, personal freedom, only to discover that perfect individuality looks a lot like perfect loneliness. Meanwhile, the beings who share everything, memories, thoughts, identity itself, are the only ones who seem relaxed.
You win. We saved the world.
Carlos Turca. What is this?
Atom bomb.